Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, and this is Ask Kieran. Yes, I've brought it back. If many of you might remember from fucking years ago, I used to do this, and I used to have an intro with a black dude on it with some weird pipe music. Probably won't be bringing that part back because I would have lost the original wicked intro that I made in 5 minutes. So yeah, if you've got a question, email me, tweet me, leave a comment, and hopefully I can do one of these every now and then, or maybe 10-15 minutes at the most. Get it out of the way, answer some questions, because this is an easier way for me to make videos than having to... So if you're like, Kieran, what are your thoughts on the new game? Instead of me having to want to... How do I word this? Instead of me going out of my way to talk about shit, I can talk about like what you want me to talk about, so that's cool. And I'm breaking the first rule of photography, and I'm behind a light, so fuck, I don't care. So I'm probably overexposed and look like shit. So if you have any questions, comment, tweet, email... Instagram, you name it, you can do it. I'll probably find it, and we'll answer some questions. So about anything, I don't really care. For instance, my first question is, do you want to work with me at McDonald's? I'm 19. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, though. But before we get into that, my questions, I do want to go on a little bit of a monologue here. And that is... because Fortnite's been copping it, because Fortnite's popular as anything. And of course, I'm a little bit late to this, but Fortnite's been copping it for being, you know, it's corrupting children and et cetera, et cetera. And it really irritates me when this happens, because parents, I think, are very misinformed and quick to go to harsh judgments, such as rap music, metal music, video games. So yeah, if you're a child or a teenager and you are experiencing this with your parents, please explain to them how video games work. Because, like, yes, they're violent and they do this, but they don't... We know for a fact now that they don't make you a murderer and they don't corrupt your brain. I mean, I look back... So I do a lot of pub trivia because I'm, like, useless general knowledge. I am a pub trivia champion at. I'll toot my own horn. And a lot of people are like, how the fuck do you even know that? And I'm like, video games. Like, the amount of stuff I learned from Assassin's Creed... 1, 2, 3, like I do Jeopardy on TV, you know, with Alex Trebek, and like all the American questions, people are like, what the fuck is this? And I get it right because I played Assassin's Creed 3, so I know like Paul Revere and all that stuff. So it comes to you. So thank you. And even what happened the other day? My mum was like, how do you know that? And I said, because video games. And she's like, oh, okay. And she went on this rant about how she doesn't like people being against video games because just let them play it and like they'll learn so much. I said, yeah, that's exactly what you did with me. And look how smart and intelligent I am. So yeah, I know that Fortnite really doesn't come into that category because you're not really going to learn much. But hey, Fortnite might inspire a child to go and be a architect or a game designer or something along those lines. So it's cool. Just let the kids have fun, man. So yeah, because video games, well, The Sims, when I played that when I was younger, I really wanted to be an architect, but I am not, maths and me never computed. I get it now, because of course I'm out of school. Now I understand that once you know the formula, you can do fucking anything. I didn't understand that back in the day, and every question was like a different question that I had no idea about. Plus, I hated school, like with a passion. Sorry. Ugh. Especially English, which irritated me because I was good at it. But yeah, I never did that well. I was a classic, like, if I tried, I probably could have done pretty good, but I never did. So I did all right. Yeah. And then university, hated that. Because it's like, how well do you know this out of 100%? Like, what is that garbage? I'm going to go on my university rant. I don't care. I apologize. But fucking, I hated every second of that too. I like knowledge in my own quest for knowledge. I don't like to be told what to learn or how to learn it. And university is just an English class disguised as many different courses because fucking it's all about the way you write and how you write. And it's like, well, you know, went to high school and was doing essays for 6 years. Forget everything you know about that. It's wrong. Learn this. Fuck that. You can't just say X, Y, and Z. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I do have a question, though, about like American colleges. Do you actually go and stay at the college for like 4 years, 3 years? Or is that like a TV thing? Because I don't know anyone who's ever lived on campus. Maybe because America's more spread out, so you move around. But here, it's like, if you live in Wollongong, you go to Wollongong Uni, or you make the train trip to Sydney. And you live here still. I mean, how cool would it? No wonder why you guys have got such great video game stories of like, if you're just getting absolutely hammered every day. Now, how do you get stuff done? You'd be hammered playing Mario Kart fucking in these dorm rooms all day. But you can't drink until you're 21, which is ridiculous. I don't understand that, but I'm sure you have your ways. So yeah, I'm just curious about that. Because I wouldn't, I mean, here on campus would be all the overseas students anyway, I would think. So yeah, it's just interesting. I'm assuming because America's more spread out and there's more colleges or universities, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we'll get back to the fucking point of this video, which was question and answers. I've got two. Have I got two or have I got one? I got two questions after my rant. From this guy, Hey Desj. I'm assuming your name might be Hayden, but I haven't done the research. Best retailer outside Amazon to buy video games from in Australia? Good question. Depends what is near you. I like Amazon now because they always seem to have the cheapest price, and it's if you get the Prime, you're doing pretty all right. Because Marcus texted me today, he got a game a day ahead of release. So good news, because I've got Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption pre-ordered, and with Prime, it should come day of release. But people have problems with other games that they didn't ship until like a week later, so I'm not too sure. So I'll wait and see. I'll update you on how that goes. So besides that, don't go to EB Games. We've visited that 1,000 times. You can go to my Target. Like, Target's weird. They have video games one week, and then the next week it's like, yeah, we're not doing video games ever again, and they don't have any. But they never seem to be on sale. I'd go to Big W, would be probably my second choice, because they're one of those ones that can sell them cheap because they hope you buy something else while you're there, and you get your points things. JB Hi-Fi would be a close second or third. Second, I don't know, because they're easy to go to. You don't have to talk to anyone, you just pull it off the wall. Although they're kind of expensive now as well, although you could price match Big W if you wanted to, but I don't, unless you have to. I'm not a big fan of price matching because you should reward the company giving the cheapest price, because otherwise they're going to stop doing it. But yeah, it helps in Australia big time to buy day of release, because generally they're going to be $10 to $20 cheaper. And then, because video game depreciation in Australia anyway, in my experience, is pretty rare. With some games it's extreme, like Deus Ex would come out 1 week and then a month later it's $20. But that's, at least in my experience, is a rare case. A lot of video games will still be 70, 80, 90, 110 fucking dollars well after release. So my advice is to get it for 69, 79, 64 sometimes dollars. And that's always done. Big W always seems to have a day of release sale. Same with JB, who are pressured into doing it now, of course, with Amazon. So I would say, if you want to run the risk, Amazon. If you don't want to run the risk, because like I'm gonna miss now, getting up and getting excited and fucking going to get in the coffee and getting my Fallout 4. So, but fucking Wollongong makes you pay to park. So there's an extra $4, $3, bastards. So yeah, or like, if you're at work or uni or school all day, Amazon's even better. So you can get it delivered and have them leave it at the door or whatever. So, hey, it's up to you. But those are my recommendations. I'd say Amazon probably first, JB, Big W are pretty the same. Target, if it depends on your target. EB Games are the worst. I got a Harvey Norman catalog and they've got a lot of video game specials in it. I don't know if they're trying to enter they've always been in the game market, but not like on a major player level. And some of it was cheap. So I don't know if they're trying to enter that market properly or what. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I need a drink. So make sure to think of some questions. Most people would edit this out, but I can't be bothered. I got to find it and edit it. I can't be bothered. Can't be arsed with the shit. So yeah, this comes from Samuel. I'm going to call you Sam, because I can. Good to see you back. Thank you. I'm reading his thing, so I'm not talking about myself in third person. Good to see you back. I'm finding myself playing a lot of 360 titles at the moment due to such a lack of games on the One, and when... Wait, hang on. Oh, on the Xbox One, and when new games come out, I enjoy them, but it doesn't last long before I'm bored again. I'm wondering if you are also finding this generation shit. Sam, my good friend, I think you might be suffering from what I think is now a thing that I've devised. I think that once you are part of this console generation where you discover that video games are like your thing, right? I'm assuming that video games are your thing. I might be incorrect, but you obviously like them. I think that you put the blinders on for that generation. Now, in my opinion, of course, because this is when, I discovered how video games are my thing, was the 360 generation. So Mass Effect, Bioshock, Fallout 3, Call of Duty 4, just so many fucking amazing games came out. And not only that, but it was a big jump from standard definition to high definition and a lot more processing power, whereas now it's just kind of like, we're getting there slowly. I think that was probably the best generation. But people think the Nintendo 64 generation is the best, and people think that the Super Nintendo is the best because that's probably what they grew up and then that's when it clicked. So there's probably a lot of people that think this generation's really good because it's got Fortnite, it's got the Battle Royale thing, but it's different strokes. But I think generally, compared to last generation, I think you're right. And plus, we're getting older. I find myself, like, back in the day on 360, I used to pride myself on, I don't even care if this game's bad, I'm going to finish it. And now you just haven't got as much time, or you've got other stuff to do, or you're bored of video games, or it's, like, more of a casual thing. But now it's like, God of War is fucking amazing, I still haven't finished it. Because I play and I play and I play, and it's like, I understand. I think as you get older, it's like, okay, I understand the mechanics of this game. I understand the gameplay loop. I get it. I don't have to play it anymore. And I think that's, in my case anyway. And plus, like, if you keep forcing yourself to play, even though they're amazing games, you're going to burn out and it's not going to be fun anymore. But I think generally the games haven't been as good this generation because there's really been no reason. Because Bioshock, it was such a paradigm shift, I think, from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox to the Xbox 360, that, and plus online gaming was a big thing that was new. Well, I don't want to say new because people have been doing it for decades before, but on a console level was kind of new. Like Call of Duty 4 fucking changed the world, and I know people get bitter about it, but it did, and Fortnite's doing it now. So I think you're a product of what time you grew up playing video games, or where that moment was it clicked. So I think we've got blinders on. I know I have. So it's interesting, but I think I would, on a longer level, basic level, on a basic level, I would kind of agree that it hasn't been as good as last gen. And we still haven't, people keep saying, yeah, we've had the genre-defining game, but it's all part of a series. Like, I'm sure I'm missing out on some heavy games here, but generally for me, yes, it is a little bit disappointing. So I hope that answered your question. If you have other questions, the battery on my camera is about to die, so I'm going to shut up. I got some bonus footage here of when I was smashing the skins yesterday. The great thing about the drums is that, because I wanted to hear what I sound like, because this is the best part of playing the drums, by the way. When you've got the ear protection in and the headphones, you can hardly hear yourself play, so you're pissing off everyone else and doing, no hearing damage to yourself. So I wanted to know what I sound like, and I thought, fuck it, I'll upload it, because I'm so cool. So if you've got any questions, email, Twitter, whatever, just get them to me. Pigeon. It's alright, I'll get it. So I hope those answered your questions. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.